times are changing and we need to move forward. We were never meant to stay stuck in the past, so stop trying to fix the old and say yes to something new as we hear stories from leaders, entrepreneurs, and everyday people who are reaching for that new thing. Be strengthened, inspired, have hope, and dream of the new for you. If they can do it, you can too. The past is the past. Let that new thing spring forth in your life. Now is the time for a new thing.
How you doing? What's going on?
Are you ready?
Hello there, everyone. I want to welcome you to a New Thing Live, where we have something new every Monday night just for you. I'm so excited. Tonight is the official Christmas edition and episode. So we're so glad that you're with us. My name is Cindy Gallion. I am the host of this show. Fairly new still, but a little over a year. We just celebrated a little bit over a year in October, but we're so glad that you're here. Hey, we just want to invite you and remind you that if you are a regular on the show and you watch us on a regular basis, you already know that this is a participating show. So tell us where you're from, whether you're watching us on YouTube or you're watching and joining us on Facebook. We want to know. Tell us where you're watching from. And not only that, we really like to engage with you. We want to hear what your thoughts are and, what's going on in your world and things like that. So just comment. Sometimes, y'all get on there and get really chatty. And I love our whole team. We love reading the comments. You encourage each other, you inspire each other. And some of you say some really funny things, but we love what we do. And we love that we get to do this with you. So we're so glad that you're here. We have an incredible show tonight, and it is going to be so very moving and so very inspiring. And so I'm excited to bring our guest out here tonight. Before we do, just a few things. My goodness. So can you believe that today is the 20th of December? Like, what in the world? So we are 4 days away from Christmas Eve. Wait, 21, 22. Yeah, 4 days away. And Christmas is in 5 days. Like, where is time going? I know this has been a rough year for some of you, for a lot of us, of course, as a globe. And I say as a globe because we just realized maybe just recently, like really recent, YouTube was sending us where people are watching us from. And it was like, well, the Ukraine was on there. And of course, the US. And there was another place. And I said, oh, my goodness. Do you remember where it was? The Philippines. Yes. So truly all around the world. And so, of course, this has just been a really kind of intense time. And we just want you to know that we're praying for you. We pray for our viewers. We pray for your family. We do this for you. Somebody asked me recently, they said, now, how much do you get paid to do your show? I said, oh, no, we pay to be on here because of the platform that we use, but we love it. We can think of no other way to spend our Monday nights. It really is. We look forward to it. And we get excited as a team. So we're so glad that every one of you are here. But yeah, so it's already December 20th. And I'm saying, oh, my goodness, what in the world is going on? So for those of you that don't know, we love holidays here. And we also really enjoy some of the national days and some of those other things that maybe are not always in the forefront, like maybe it takes a little bit of a backseat to a holiday like Christmas or Thanksgiving, but yet it's kind of fun just to know that these things exist. So we are still in our final Christmas countdown days, but here we go. Well, first of all, regarding shopping. So who has done and finished their shopping? Oh, really? So, okay, Pat, she's our one of our production assistants here. She's raising her hand. She's finished. Kira, you done? Kind of. Our second producer, she's saying so. Oh, okay. Wow, 13 grandkids. So yeah, she had to do her shop. No, not Kiri. That would be Pat. No, Kiri's still single and ready to mingle. No, so Christmas shopping, I still have some shopping to do. And I'm like, I don't know when this is going to get done. This past weekend was insane. It was so busy. It was wonderful. But our church, we had our Christmas services Saturday and Sunday. It was our official Christmas services. And then Saturday during the day, I was helping out with the fellowship market. So I was part of that team, which is really more the putting the event on and not really getting to shop and all of that. So I'm still in a little bit of a bind, but things is coming around slowly but surely. Before this past weekend came about, I just want to share with you, according to, let me see if I can find my statistics. According to, is it the National Retail Federation? They were expecting or anticipating more than 148 million consumers to go shopping, like just Saturday alone, like in the flesh, like not online. And so I was like, I'm not going to be a part of that statistic. I'm going to stay online, and I'm going to stick to the fellowship market. And so let us know if you were part of that statistic. Let us know, like, yes, I was one of those people, and I can tell, I don't know what the parking was like, none of that, because I just was not having it. Looks like, Dava Weathersby says she's done. Well, congratulations to you, Dava from Pomona. We're so glad that you finished your shopping. Well, tell us, what your weekend looked like and where you were shopping, where you found some great deals. I know there's still a lot of really good deals online. And I still see a push for, hey, if you can get your order in by this time, you will have your package delivered by the 24th. I don't know about tomorrow, but as of today, I was still seeing those banners in some of those different websites. So make sure to take advantage of that, like today. Now, gift giving. Okay. According to the Good News Network, and we love the Good News Network because they have such wonderful things. It just warms our hearts and we get so excited. But statistics have shown, according to their website and report, that almost 70% of Americans are more excited about gift giving than receiving gifts. So let us know where you're at on that spectrum. That you might be an only child who only likes to get gifts, but you might be an only child who loves to give gifts. So let us know, like, yes, I love giving gifts and I'm super excited about it. I think that a lot of it, because I totally can relate to that. Like I've been excited to, like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. And really trying to be so very intentional about what I'm getting. And I think it's just because of what we've been going through. You just want to love on people. And, we say this all the time, like, don't take people for granted. It's like, use every opportunity to be present with them, to love on them. Don't be hating if there's any unforgiveness or things left unresolved. We're not saying it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, but we're advocates of work on it. Do the work to get that resolved. And so let us know if you're one of those individuals that is really excited about giving gifts this Christmas. Okay, so today it's kind of late, but today was Go Caroling Day. So I don't know about you. I love Christmas carolers, and I've been Christmas caroling. Sometimes you do the not so official thing, but then I've done the fully, like in the Charles Dickens outfit. And I was hired with a group of friends to just go Christmas caroling at a party in Malibu. This was a few years. It was so much fun, but we had to rehearse and we had to harmonize. It was a lot of work. But at the end of the day, Christmas caroling, it really just warms the heart. It's like a hot cup of cocoa or like a hot cup of cider. I love Christmas. If anyone wants to come Christmas caroling at my home, you're more than welcome to knock on my door and just sing away, sing away. Love that. Okay, now Christmas always comes with traditions, right? And one of the movies that I have loved, and I don't remember when I first saw it, but It's a Wonderful Life. How many of you have ever watched that movie? It's like heart stirring, it's tear jerking, it's moving, it's funny, it's clever. It's a little bit different though. I mean, there's some scenes on there, like when George Bailey was getting hit on, in the head with that, the pharmacy guy. I was like, what in the world is happening? Why are we promoting this kind of abuse on there? However, there's a few of those little scenes that are a little uncomfortable, but overall, the message of the movie is just so beautiful. I was cried at the end. Well, today is their 75th anniversary. So we want to say happy 75th anniversary to It's a Wonderful Life. Thank you so much to all of you who love that movie that we can help celebrate. And so I'm going to try and watch it tonight. I might fall asleep because I'm known to do that, but I would love to celebrate It's a Wonderful Life. Now, tomorrow, the 21st, is National Crossword Puzzle Day. National Crossword Puzzle Day. And so we have a fun game that we're going to do this evening with tonight's special guest. But how many of you still do crossword puzzles? I am not a big crossword puzzle person. I've never been. I always feel like it made my brain think too hard and work too hard. I'm just being honest. I like other games, but the crossword puzzle, I'm like, I don't know what that word is. I can't think of it. So, but tomorrow is National Crossword Puzzle Day. So for those of you that love crossword puzzles, tomorrow is your day. Have at it. We're going to have a fun little game, though, at the end of this show with our special guest regarding crossword puzzles. So stay tuned to see that. It's going to be so much fun. Okay. Now, my sister has accused me of being Rachel Green from Friends when it comes to regifting. She gets so mad. She's like, you're just like Rachel. But hey, I just want to say shout out to all the Rachel Greens in the world who do this. This Thursday is National Regifting Day. It's a thing. It's a day. So how many of you actually re-give gifts? You know, you might have a gift that you've received, and this is the way that I feel about it. If you haven't used it and it's something that you know would be beautiful for somebody else, or you think, you know what, I think that person could use it, or they would really like it, then do that. You know, don't just hold on to a gift for 5 years and never use it. To me, that's the worst, because you want to make use of this wonderful gift that somebody has given you that you haven't yet had the chance to use. And just like we say, let's not shoe shame people. If you're wearing last year's shoes this year, or don't mask shame people. If someone wants to wear a mask and maybe you don't like it, well, then let them be them and you be you. You don't wear yours, but they can wear theirs. And then if they want to wear two, then let them wear two. Don't shame people for what they choose to do. We all have our own, like what works for us. I just think of Bobby Brown, like it's my prerogative, right? It's our prerogative. So of course, if there are guidelines and things like that, now I feel like I'm walking over to the CDC realm. So I'm going to come right on back. It's okay. It's okay. If you want to give, then give a gift and then re-gift it to somebody that you know is going to love it and that they're going to use it. Now, that's what I'm going to say. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Now, I do have to say this, though. I'm the kind of person that I really do like shopping for friends at thrift shops. I know it sounds kind of weird. And I think the reason I like to do it is because I find something that's them. Now, of course, I have my friends that love vintage. And so for them, they love it. Other people might be like, why is this used? You know, there's a movie where the brother gets this used blazer from the aunt's basement. And I just think I'm like, that's so great. I think that's so awesome that somebody gave them a gift that they found in a basement that they knew that person would wear. So to me, I like the idea of giving a gift to somebody that they're really going to use and it suits them, it fits them. So maybe if you want to shop at the Goodwill, then go ahead and do that, or the Salvation Army. And then you're helping out those organizations in the process, and you're giving someone else a job, maybe that wouldn't have an opportunity otherwise. So thrift shop for Christmas and regift. That's what we're saying here on A New Thing Live today. Now, Christmas Eve, we're going to try to provide some different websites to churches that are actually having Christmas Eve services this year. Mine is one of them, The Rock. We are doing that. And we have 2 candle lighting services that are going to be happening, one at 5 and one at 7 on Christmas Eve, which is this Friday. I know Chapel Valley in Madison, Wisconsin, they have a Christmas Eve candlelight service that I'm aware of at, I want to say it's at 5 or 6 p.m. But we will have their websites on our website this week. And we will have their, so you can just click on there and just go ahead and it'll take it right to the event. So you can be in the know and you can hopefully join if you're in either of those areas And there might be a website. If there's a website that lets people know of candle lighting services in their area, then we might want to see if we can put that up on our website as well. So now birthdays, we have a couple of birthdays coming up. One is tomorrow. So I want to say happy birthday to my girl, Jen Schnabel, my dear friend and former roomie, not once but twice. We were roomies together. So Jen, happy birthday to you tomorrow. Looking forward to celebrating with you next week. And then our very own segment producer, Kiri McField. Happy birthday, Kiri. She's on the other side of the camera, but we love her. And she is such a blessing and a joy. And I couldn't do what I do without her. So, Kiri, I'm real glad that you were born. Okay, so last but not least, we've been talking about Countdown to Christmas. So last week we had some gifts, gift giving guides, and we're, some do-it-yourself things that you can do to keep the expenses low. And one of the things that we were really excited to share with you was the 12 Days of Christmas. It's a Christmas countdown, and it's with The Rock. And so today was day 8, and today the winner of today's countdown actually giveaway gets a Keurig, a single cup Keurig machine. So if you have not yet registered, we're going to show you right now the very tail end of today's video. It's like 40 seconds long so that you can see how to register. And we still have day 8. So there's still time to do it today. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So wait a minute. Is that right? Is today 8?
Uh-huh, it's 8.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 12, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the video on the 12 Days of Christmas.
Here we are on day 8. Don't forget to share this video with your family and friends because today we are giving away a single serve Keurig machine. To enter, there's just a couple of things you have to do. First, make sure you fill out the registration card linked in the description below. Once you've done that, all you have to do to win this single serve Keurig machine is subscribe, like, and comment. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and comment on this video. We'll select and announce a random winner tomorrow, so make sure you fill out that registration card so we'll know how to contact you. We'll have another fun video and giveaway tomorrow, so stay with us for the next few days. God bless you and Merry Christmas.
So if you haven't yet had a chance to subscribe and to do all of the things that they said to do, then do it. And you know what? The devotions are so sweet. They're about 6 minutes long, maybe 7 minutes. And it starts off with whatever that day. So 8 days is 8 maids a milking. Yesterday was 7 swans a swimming. And it's just so beautifully ties in the song. And then it throws you to a little devotional. And then it tosses it to, I should say, transitions into a really sweet song that's done. They did it themselves, everything. So from beginning to end. So it's a beautiful way to celebrate Christmas. To me, it just warms the heart. And it's like, yes, this really is the true meaning of Christmas. So if you haven't yet, do it. A close girlfriend of mine, she won a $100 Visa gift card on day number 1. Yes, Julie, she won. I was like, yes, I was so happy to hear that. So be sure to do that as we continue to count down the 12 days of Christmas. Okay. Who is ready for tonight's guest? I'm so excited. Oh, I see. Oh, thank you, Livette. You're so sweet, chef. You're amazing and we love you. So thank you so much for that sweet shout out. So we're so excited about tonight's guest. This woman is an incredible, incredible visionary. And when I think of courage and when I think of people that have endured some hardship or some painful things, but didn't just let it end there. She is this one person because she didn't let it end where the hurt was remaining. She decided to do something about it. And so before we bring her out here, we're going to run a quick clip of a little bit of her organization before we bring her out.
This is a story about how a dress has changed my life and tens of thousands of lives around the world.
Human trafficking is absolutely happening in every country of the world.
We're doing something that's a little bit silly to really fight something that's anything but silly.
We couldn't believe everything people were doing in a dress. We were changing lives with a simple change of clothes.
I'm seeing my idea outgrow me to the point that I am running to keep up with it, that I can't dream big enough, and I'm inviting others to dream bigger with me.
None of us choose where we're born, but we can choose what we do with our life.
This is something we can absolutely solve in our lifetime. My name is Blythe Hill, and I'm the CEO and founder of Dressember Foundation.
Wow, amazing. I'm so excited. Would you please help me welcome to A New Thing Live, Blythe Hill, the CEO and founder of Dressember. Hello, Blythe. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We're so honored to have you on here.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here for your Christmas episode. Love your sequin dress.
Oh, yeah. And it's a dress, this is the thing and we're going to talk a lot about your organization, but your organization is so inspiring in that way. But it's like, we need to be investing in some dresses, those of us on our team, because I really want to partner with you every day in 2022 for the month of December. I mean, we fully believe in your organization and what you do and what you're all about. So just thank you so much for being here. And thank you for doing what you do. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, it's what you've seen, I'm sure you've seen the tweet or the meme that's where we thought we were just getting 2 seasons of COVID, and it turns out it's Grey's Anatomy, like we're on season 12 of COVID, like just never ending. So all things considered, I'm doing well. I'm staying healthy, just
Good.
one day at a time.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a tough time still. It continues to be a challenging time.
It is very challenging indeed. And, it's to me, it's one of those things where there's a little bit of relief in the sense where, we're starting to kind of do some more things and kind of getting out there and being more around the public. For example, we were at your screening for your documentary, and I'm excited for you to talk about that as well. But, in that sense, it's been a breath of fresh air, but it really is this, daunting time where it's like, oh my goodness, like, Lord, when is this ever going to, and will it ever? I don't even know the answer to that. I feel like he's the only one that does, but I am glad that you're well. And it's so wonderful to see, your foundation still thriving, and still, that's the thing I tell people, you still keep running with your vision. Like, don't stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
It could be easy to want to freeze and not do anything. But if everybody does that, then nothing progresses and nothing moves forward, right?
True.
Yeah. So how did your foundation, first of all, like with COVID and everything, how did it affect you at all in the beginning, with your strategy and things like that? Are you able to share any of that at all?
Yeah. Well, we are big data nerds at Dressember. So it was really important early on to just tap into some of our partners that are capturing really reliable real-time information to see how is this changing the trafficking landscape? How is it affecting victims, survivors, and people who are vulnerable to victimization? And what we saw in just the first 6 to 8 weeks was an incredible surge in calls to the anti-trafficking hotline, a surge in pornography engagement and cyber sex acts online. And so I think, there were some in the anti-trafficking space who hoped, well, maybe traffickers will shelter in place along with everyone else, and kind of, or flee and give victims a chance to escape. And what we really saw instead is traffickers just kind of pivoted to where the demand was, which was online and continues to be online. So it's pretty scary. A lot of grooming and recruiting happens online and on social media, and then of course a lot of the demand and the engagement with sex trafficking, in particular sex services, happens online. So unfortunately, when there's a surge in demand,
Mm.
there's not enough, I guess, like empowered consenting adult sex workers to meet that demand. And so that's where the surge in victimization comes in. So it's been really, I mean, it's been awful to be
Yeah.
honest. The impact on trafficking has been devastating, because anytime you take an already vulnerable person or
Mhm.
community and put them in a crisis, a global pandemic, it just exacerbates that vulnerability. So
Sure.
it's tough.
Wow.
We, in the early months of COVID, we did an off season, like, crisis fundraising campaign, and we were
Mm.
able to raise about $50,000, where we provided cash assistance for the first time to survivors of trafficking impacted by COVID. Primarily single parents, to young kids who had been working retail or restaurant jobs and just immediately lost their job or began working reduced hours and just didn't have the safety net that so many of us have. So we, for the first time, provided cash assistance directly to survivors, and then we also provided extra support to our one of our partners in the Philippines, um, that protects children who are either vulnerable to or who have been previously exploited through online sex trafficking.
Wow. That's just, yeah, it is so heartbreaking to hear, even, what you're sharing. When I was looking at some of the statistics, the International Labor Organization had stated at the time that they placed this information that there were an estimated 40.3 million victims. 40.3 million, not 40,000, which even that's too much. Do you know what I'm saying? But 40.3 million victims of human trafficking globally. And my heart just is like, what can we do? And I'm so glad that that you are here on our show and being a part of this episode tonight, and especially for the month of December. I know that's when you hit your campaign really hard. So talk to us about, what does Dressember do to fight human trafficking, and how did it start? I know you started in about 2013, and I believe you also have a story that fuels your passion and your drive to keep seeing this doing more and more, impacting more lives every year.
Yeah, I started, well, a lot of people will ask me, why dresses and anti-trafficking, as if I came up with the campaign to wear dresses in response to human trafficking. And really what happened is I created a style challenge without any campaign or fundraising element, without any cause element attached to it. I just, when I was in college, thought it would be fun to try wearing a dress every day for a month. It happened to be December, and so dresses in December became Dressember. And and I did it one time and it was fun, but I never thought I'd do it again. And then the next year, some of my friends wanted to do it with me, and I thought, okay, I'll do it again with them. And then the third year, my friends' friends wanted to join in, and so that's when I realized, like, oh, this isn't just my friends humoring me. This is a good idea. People like this, and I started to think about, like, could I attach a cause to this? Could there be a fundraising component of this? And I had been really interested in human trafficking, and also really frustrated because, for good reason, there are a number of qualifications you need to really get engaged to the degree that I was wanting to. I thought about rerouting my life and career in one of those ways, whether it was towards social work or criminal justice or law enforcement, and it just didn't really line up with who I am and how I'm wired. And in my lowest moments, I realized like, oh, when I really take inventory of the things that I'm interested in, they actually feel shallow by comparison, you know, fashion,
Mm.
trend forecasting, and writing and blogging and that sort of thing, and styling. And yeah, so then when Dressember, this quirky challenge I had come up with, was growing, and I started thinking about aligning with a cause, I thought, oh, maybe this is finally my way to engage in this issue that I am interested in.
Mm.
And I really took for granted, you know, I read about this issue kind of on accident in 2005, and felt immediately like, oh my gosh, like I've got to do something. You know,
Mhm.
I have got to help put an end to this. And I had never felt that sense of personal urgency for an issue before. But I really universalized that and took that for granted, and thought like, oh, anybody would feel the way that I'm feeling if they knew what was happening. And
Mm.
took me a couple years to make the connection between my own personal story. So, you know, really connect the fact that, oh, the reason I care so much about women and girls who are exploited and abused is because I was
Mm.
sexually abused as a little girl.
Mm.
And, you know, by someone I should have been able to trust. And in best case, you know, in the most like supportive and privileged environment where I had access to support and resources
Mhm.
and therapy, I saw firsthand what sexual abuse does to a person. And that,
Yeah.
yeah, that we're talking like decades of work really unpacking that, and being able to heal and move forward. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of twofold, where like, okay, I have this unending passion to help create a world where no one experiences sexual abuse. But then with the sobering truth that, well, people still are, millions of people are still
Yeah.
experiencing this, and um, probably will be for a while. On the other end of that is like, okay, well, I know that recovery, restoration, healing is possible with the
Yeah.
right resources. So
Yeah.
if I can't stop it, I mean, that's always the goal, prevent it from starting. But if
Right.
we can't do that, we absolutely have to come alongside victims and survivors to provide comprehensive care and trauma therapy.
Yes, absolutely. And that must be, I love hearing what you're saying, that, there was kind of a disconnect, but to see that you were able to use all of the gifts that you mentioned, the fashion and the writing and the blogging, and yet there was something that you could do about it, and you did it. And it now, and when I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not saying that this is your main purpose, but I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like if you weren't doing what you've been doing for the last, 8, 9 years,
Yeah.
because it really is something that seems like you're just so passionate and purposed about it, and with reason. So the powerful thing is, you've been able to come alongside some of the organizations, from when I watched your documentary, and help them to rescue victims. And my goodness, I mean, just the video, the documentary was so well done, Blythe, just to see, and takes you there. I think sometimes you hear about these things, but when you don't see it with your eyes, but then here you are seeing these precious kids, and then seeing men lined up, all waiting their turn, and then hearing that for some of these kids, it might be 40 times a day. It's just heartbreaking. And it's like, what, you just almost want to say, like, what can everybody do to help? What can everybody do to get on board and to help put an end to human trafficking and sexual exploitation with these precious kids, where their innocence is being robbed? And your documentary brought so much light, because I think, knowing about it, but not knowing enough about it. So I would think, well, why would parents give their kids away? But then to see that sometimes that the parents are being deceived as well. They're being told, oh, we're going to put your children here. We're going to provide them this and that. And then they make these empty promises to them, already knowing very well they're not going to do that. And so, it's just one of those things. But so how do you determine what organizations and agencies, you're going to partner with? Is it region specific for you? Is it mission specific? Or you just kind of help everybody, all organizations that are really helping to put an end and to rescue these kids? Or not just kids, but people that are being human trafficked?
Yeah, it's a good question. We have 20 partners right now, most of whom are working domestically in the US, and then 4 or 5 are working internationally. And then we have 2 internal programs as well. As far as our partnerships, we have an annual review process that all of our partners go through, no matter how long we've partnered with them. So there's a questionnaire, there's required supplemental materials, and then we have an external grant advisory committee that's survivor led. So we rely pretty heavily on survivor consultants who we contract to review our partnerships annually and review new potential partnerships. And there's a whole set of criteria that we're looking at when we're looking at potential partners. But we have kind of 5 key criteria. This is a good pop quiz for me. Can I name the 5 criteria without looking it up? Because we're not in the review cycle right now, I'll be honest. But we look for cultural sensitivity. So ideally locally led organizations that employ locals in the communities and countries that they're working. We look for innovative approaches. So, being such an innovative organization ourselves and seeing like, okay, this is, traffickers are not brave, but they are very clever. And so we need to match that cleverness with an innovative approach, and kind of get ahead of them. And we look for, this is a great time to just plug our impact page, dressember.org.
Do it, plug it.
Yeah, we just redesigned that page too. It's all really well laid out, but you can dig in there. And then as far as our 2 internal programs, we have a survivor scholarship fund, which we just launched this year. Because we saw a gap that, a lot of people who are vulnerable to trafficking to begin with are in poverty or low income communities and lacking economic opportunity, or their children. And so when they kind of come out of trauma therapy and restoration, super important step in the process, they then need to have help getting that next step towards economic stability. And so whether it's mentoring or coaching, we then come alongside them, and the goal is to walk with them throughout any vocational endeavor that they might want to undertake. So whether it's a 4-year university or a trade school or cosmetology school or real estate license, it's the goal is unrestricted support towards any sort of vocational endeavor that they have. And then the second internal program is called the Survivor Justice Initiative, where we advocate for victims of trafficking who are currently incarcerated for crimes that they were involved in as victims.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, huge problem. Again, traffickers are clever. It's very common for a trafficker to involve a victim in a crime, whether it's robbing a John or, some sort of drugs or violent assault or robbery, theft, all very common. And currently our justice system heavily relies on victims to self-identify and advocate for themselves to be seen as a trafficking victim, above their complicity in these crimes.
Right.
And sometimes it takes years for a victim to self-identify as a victim of trafficking. So it's a huge problem. There are probably thousands of victims of trafficking currently incarcerated, and many are children, which is especially horrifying, or were children at the time of their criminalization.
Wow. I mean, all of this is just it's heart-wrenching to hear, and yet it's reality for so many of these, individuals that are being human trafficked. It's like, I know sometimes people would rather not know, but it's like, no, we need to bring it to light. Otherwise, how can you hit it head on if you're not letting people know there is a problem, this is an issue? And let's keep talking about it. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Like, what can we do to help rescue these individuals that are, being used, whether, sexually or however they're being used, for somebody else's good? That's just not okay. That's not okay. So, so just in terms of, because I think a lot of times people might think, well, human trafficking happens really primarily in other countries, but it seems like there's a huge percentage of human trafficking, not only that happens in the United States of America, but there's also human trafficking that happens, it's crossing into the US. What are some things that we can do to help, or how does somebody look out for that kind of a thing? Because it seems like there's, maybe over, I don't know, 50,000 plus. It's so hard to keep up with some of the different numbers and to understand, is this how many are being brought in? Over 600,000 being brought in, but over 50,000, human trafficked in the US type of a thing. But how can people be aware of like what's going on around them, and what are some things that they can do if they even speculate that there is human trafficking happening near or around them?
Yeah, I think one of the best things that we can do is have relationships with people, with vulnerable people. So some of the most vulnerable people, when we're looking at victimization in the US, it's foster kids and homeless youth and runaway youth, LGBTQ youth. So if anyone has any desire to be a big brother, big sister, get involved with at-risk youth, that is hugely impactful. And it really, I mean, I'll go so far as to say it can prevent them from being trafficked, because what will happen is, when we're looking at a foster kid, what makes them so vulnerable is they have so few or no healthy adult relationships in their life. And they have no one really genuinely caring for them in a way that's not transactional. And so it's very easy for a trafficker to come in and offer even a warped sense of love and attention and belonging, because it is better than what a foster youth has experienced oftentimes, which is the absence of that. So that is probably number one, is like, if someone has a heart for this issue and prevention in the US, that is like a game changer. Otherwise, I think, if you have children in your life and you kind of just, if you can engage with them. I know it can be scary. I recently spoke to a group of 16-year-old girls, and it was like more terrifying than any conference I've ever spoken at, because teenagers are scary. They're intimidating. They just sort of like mad dog you the whole time. But at the same time, we have to be willing to engage with, not just 16-year-olds, but like in this day and age, 9-year-olds, about internet safety and social media safety, and who to trust, who not to trust online, and also modeling healthy habits in terms of like screen time and online engagement. Those are all super important. And then paying attention when a kid is suddenly not acting like themselves. They're suddenly, really quiet, or really antisocial, or spending time, not with their friends, but with, new friends, or someone else. Traffickers again, they're preying on vulnerable youth. So that tends to be the foster kids, the runaways, but it's also, it can be kids in like otherwise privileged situations where they just can pick up on the fact that like, oh, this girl is hungry for attention and love and belonging, and I can give her that to an extent, and gifts, and then sort of separate her from her family, her friends, and break down some of her boundaries, you know, kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit farther. So
Wow.
I think the best prevention is through relationships. But if you happen to see something suspicious, it never hurts to call either the human trafficking hotline, or if it appears urgent, call the police. You know, like I don't think there's ever like what's the worst that could happen from calling the police is like a false alarm,
Right.
you know. But the best that could happen is you could end up really helping someone in a terrible situation.
Yeah, no, that's so good. Thank you so much for, just sharing some of those ways. I think especially too, my understanding of it and the awareness was definitely more heightened for me during the pandemic. And we have a magazine, teen fashioned magazine, and so anything that would come through regarding like the tween aged girl or the girl in their early teens, the director of our magazine and myself, we would be on those calls, and we started just hearing that a lot of these young girls were being, some of them were being contacted, and kind of like what you're saying, and some of it was through social media, and some of it was through gaming, and that especially because some of the kids were home at that time during lockdown, and parents were at work, so the parents weren't even aware that some of this was happening, and it's like, oh my goodness, so for us, our heart really began to just say, what can we do to help strengthen these young girls to having an understanding, like, don't just be so quick to give, some, we know that people do sometimes want attention. We all want attention, right? To some degree, but yeah, if it's somebody it's an unhealthy way, and they're just wanting that attention, and they'll take it from anybody. It's like, what do we do? How can we help parents? How can we resource parents? How can we educate parents? How can we make them aware of the fact that this is an issue and this type of a thing really does exist? And so, thank you so much for sharing that. I think those things that you shared are so crucial and super important. Now, how can we partner with you? I mean, I know it's Dressember, but it's not just for the month of December. I mean, you're campaigning all year long, and then your documentary was really, really powerful. Just so well done.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. How can we get involved? What are some different ways that we can get involved with Dressember specifically?
Yeah, I appreciate that question, and thank you for your thoughts on the documentary. We worked really hard and, over several months to put that together. So I am just personally grateful anytime someone shares the video, whether it's on social media or in, even an informal, like having some friends over, or like we've seen virtual screenings where people will share the film with people in their lives, and just appreciate that. Because it's about a 17-minute film. It's not too long. And the calls to action are being part of the style challenge, which is happening right now. And then the other one is through monthly giving, which is
Okay.
hugely helpful. And yeah, just something we are trying to build out more so that ultimately we can build out our impact throughout the year, so that it's more consistent throughout the year. So monthly giving in any amount is just hugely helpful.
Okay.
And I will say we're doing something different this year. For the first time, we are going to be announcing a Dressember for a Day campaign. Because what we're seeing is like even some of our most loyal Dressemberers are, 2021, 2020, 2021. Like it's been a doozy. We're tired. Like people are sitting this one out, and I don't blame them. Like there's a lot going on, and I definitely feel the urge to like hermit away. So what we're doing is like, okay, low lift or like, easy lift, low ask, hopefully, is if you can't do Dressember for the whole month, will you do it for one day with us on the 28th, which is also going to be, we haven't announced this yet, but just between you and me and everyone watching, we're doing a matching campaign that day. Yeah. So, it's going to be a match day and it's going to be Dressember for a day. So we're hoping like, yeah, come back, just do it for one day with us, share the video, share about Dressember. We're putting together a whole social media kit for people to share graphics and make it real easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I count me in on that. And I'm not sure. I'm going to look at the team and say, are we going to? Yes. So we will commit our team to doing that with you for a day on Dressember the 28th.
Yay.
And then I'm thinking, there could even be, because I'm always thinking strategy. So as you're talking, I'm like, some people could do it for a month, but there could be people that would even do it for a week,
Yeah.
So that could even be another addition maybe in 2022. You've got your monthers, you've got your weekers, and then you've got the one day, or the weekend. I don't know. But yes, it's just such a powerful tool, and just to bring awareness. So we will be doing that, and we will all be taking pictures, and we'll be tagging. And you might see this again. I'm sorry, go ahead,
I hope
Blythe.
so. I mean, how often do you get to wear that? It's like
first time.
Oh yeah.
First time all year.
Well, there you go. This will be number 2.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's wonderful just to see some of the support that you've been getting as well. I know we were looking at your fun holiday gift guide, and that was just fun looking at all those different things. So, I want to go back. I saved the link, and I just need to go back and really like look through it this week. But then it looked like there were also collections with some of the designers that had been working with you. Maybe I saw Rebecca Minkoff. I can't remember 100%. But some other, and I said, this is wonderful. I'm like, such favor. And yes, like more individuals and people, may more people of influence and celebrities status come to know about Dressember. And so we're going to be praying that with you and for you, because what you're doing, the work that you're doing it's so great. And there's such a need. And I don't know how many people are on the globe that could do something about it. But my guess is if we all did something, we could sure make a much bigger impact than the few organizations and agencies that are working so hard. I mean, you're already doing it. So we just need to come alongside you and say, what can we do to help you? Because that's already your lane. But we each can do our part, right? We can all do our part. Do you know how many agencies there are that are working in the U.S. actively rescuing people that are being human trafficked in the U.S. alone?
That is a terrific question. I would guess in the hundreds, a few hundred.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we certainly need to get some work done, in regards to this. And thank you so much. I'm just in awe of you. And I just admire that when you connected some of the dots, even with your own childhood trauma, that, sometimes we don't want to put our stuff out there. I know recently I was sharing with a gal that I was mentoring, just, some of the stuff that I'd walked through, and even as a young adult. And I ended up writing a book with 11 other women. It's called Promises, and it's on Amazon. And I remembered asking the Lord, okay, what am I going to share on? And when he told me and he showed me what I was going to, I was like, you want me to talk about that? Because it was one of the most embarrassing seasons of my life, where my life was a mess, and I was making the poorest decisions as an adult, And so, but there were things that I hadn't dealt with. There was just brokenness and things that were going on there. And so I had to do the work, but it wasn't until after that I realized, oh, there's work to be done. I didn't even realize that when I started going through, some of the readings and things like that. And so I was like, I don't want to put myself out there, but yet I find that the more that I do, then more people are coming and saying, thank you so much for sharing that, because, and then they're sharing their stuff, their story with me. And so I love that you shared, you know, your story and seeing the impact that it's having, you know, on thousands upon thousands. And already to date, I feel like I read that you've already raised over $13 million to help fight human trafficking. Girl, that is huge and that is amazing. And so just cheers to you. Kudos. If you were in person, I would just,
Oh,
can I just hug you, girl? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you, you know. So thank you so much. And you know, you're just a woman of courage. I know it's not easy. And that could be a whole other, you know, a whole other episode
yeah.
because I know that you do have battles of your own. And I, as a CEO and the founder of a foundation doing what you're doing, I'm sure not all of your days are good. And you do, I know that earlier today we were watching a quick little thing you were sharing about like how you deal with disappointment. And I just love that you're just so real and you just put your stuff out there. People need to know that even though you are the CEO and founder of this amazing organization doing great things, you have hard days. And what do you do when you have those hard days? You know, I have hard days. And so just thank you for your vulnerability and for sharing, you know, what you've shared. And may it continue to inspire women and men all around the world to do the courageous thing. And we always hear, we like to say, just do it afraid, even if you're scared. If you know you're supposed to do it, then just do it. Like, even if it's baby steps, you know, from What About Bob? He's taking these baby steps, but he was doing it rather than just being crippled in fear. And a lot of us would rather do that, but then we're not helping others when we're just preserving and taking care of our own self. It's like you're giving one of the biggest gifts you can give to these precious people who you've laid down your life to support their rescue. And that is a huge mission and a huge task. So thank you so much for doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cindy. I really appreciate that encouragement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything else that you would want to share with our viewers about Dressember, the organization this month? We will definitely be highlighting the 28th on our website as well as on our social media and on our personal as well. But is there anything else that you would want to share?
I think we covered a lot. I think I would just personally invite anyone who's watching to be part of Dressember for a day on the 28th and then follow along on Instagram or Facebook or subscribe to our email newsletter on our website. We do stuff all year long. So we have a 5K in the spring and a book club in the summer and sometimes an educational course online in the summer. So lots going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, do you have a quick minute we will share your information before we officially say goodbye, but do you have a quick minute to end with this crossword? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we've got a game. It's a crossword puzzle game, and I believe it's called Making It Fit. Yes, and it's a crossword puzzle, but it's the dress edition just for you, Blythe.
Yay, love it. Let's do it.
Yes, okay, so let's show the first crossword. Oh my goodness, I can't even read. I need my glasses. Okay, so Kiri, how are we doing this? We start with number one. I can't even read it, girl.
Easy to shift around in.
What is it?
Easy to shift around.
Easy to shift around. Oh, okay, so this is the dress, and this is, down. Number one down. Easy to shift around in. And it's 5 letters.
Okay.
Easy to shift around in, and it's 5 letters.
Is it just,
and it's a dress.
Dress?
The type of dress.
It's a type of dress. Is there a...
It's in the wording that you just said.
Oh, and it's in the wording that I just said. One more. Let's get one more clue.
People wore it in the 1800s.
People wore it in the 1800s. Huh. I'm telling you, I'm terrible at this game. I can't even think of what that could be. Okay, give us the answer.
It's a shift dress.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
You can shift around.
I've never heard of that. Blythe, have you ever heard of a shift dress? Shift? I've never heard of, have you heard of that, Pat? You have? I've never heard of a shift dress ever. Have you heard of a shift dress? Oh, I think she's frozen. Oh, I think okay, let's go to the next one and hopefully we'll unfreeze by that time. Okay. Well, I'm learning. I just learned something new. Okay. Number two is down. And it's Cinderella and Tiana and Belle. And viewers, feel free to comment and play along with us here. We want to see what your thoughts are. Okay. Cinderella, Tiana, and Belle. All righty.
What number is it?
How are we looking? Are you still there, Blythe? Is she? Maybe she's. Is she still there, Sonia?
I said she froze.
Oh, okay, she froze. Okay, well then I'll try to answer till she comes back. I would say 2 down, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it wouldn't be, what did I see? Princes. So it's not princess. Oh, is it princess? Okay. Oh, Trish also said princess. Or okay, let's see.
Where do they go at they go before midnight? They go to the grand.
To the ball. Oh, a ball gown. Ah, ball gown. But also Sonia popped the okay, ball gown. Who got ball gown? Nobody on YouTube. Okay. Next one is 3 across, long and breathable. Oh, yes, I know this is Blythe. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry. Not sure what happened.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. We're glad that you're back. Okay, so 3 across. The dress is
Maxie.
4. Yes.
That was the
Pretty
only
sure
one
that's
I knew right off the bat.
Oh, there we go. Yes, Maxie. Awesome. Yeah, I've never heard of a shift dress. Have you?
Oh, I have. And it was right in
Okay.
the clue. Tricky.
Oh, I just thought those were like shimmy dresses, or I don't know what I thought. Okay, Downton Abbey. Okay. Number 4 is 4 down, and it's great. Oh, great with tennis shoes. 4 down, great with tennis shoes, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 letters.
Like a sporty dress?
Close.
And keep the skating.
Is
A
what?
tennis dress.
She's saying tennis dress.
They're cute to skate in.
Oh, she's saying they're cute to skate in. I don't know what that.
Oh, like a skater dress?
Oh, you got it. It's a skater dress. What in the world? Well, that's great, because I didn't know there was such a thing as a skater dress. Oh my goodness. Okay, 2 more to go. 5 across. Everyone's favorite. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11.
Everybody has a favorite.
Everyone has a favorite, and it
Starts with the letter L.
starts with the letter L,
Our favorite.
and it ends with a K.
I'll give you a hint. It's a color.
It's a color. She's saying it's a color. Girl, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is, Blythe?
No.
Okay. Someone said little black dress.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, but so would it be little black?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I think if it had the word SDRESS, I would have thought about it like little black dress. But little black is like I don't know. I wasn't thinking. Yes. Okay. Last but not least is 6 across, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, short, flowy, and cute. Short, flowy, and cute. Short, flowy. Do you know what that is, Blythe?
Well, I was thinking like mini dress or
She's saying it's close.
boho, bohemian.
Oh yeah, there is Bohemia, but that's not it, right? You're saying
Very close, but it starts with a B.
B starts with a B, though. She said it does start with a B. Oh, somebody did put something in YouTube, and I think, okay, I think I see what it is. It's 2 words, Blythe. 2 words. Starts with a B.
Hmm.
Not a
And it's
child,
short
but
and flowy and cute.
not a child, but
Not a child, but
Baby doll.
There you go. Way to go.
I had help. Thank you.
We
Appreciate
always
that.
try to make it so that our guests can guess. And I'm like, half the time, I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's fun.
No, well, great job. Great job. And thank you for being such a good sport. Well, let's get your information up here on the screen so that people can know where to go, how to follow you on Instagram. Again, the foundation is Dressember. And on Facebook and Instagram, they are at Dressember as well. And you can just visit the website at dressember.org, dressember.org. And there's so many ways that you can get involved, that you can contribute, you can donate, you can give monthly, you can donate to a Dressember advocate, you can support Dressember year round. Please remember, it's not only for the month of December. And if you go to their Dressember.org, you can mail in with a check. Of course, December 28th is a day that they're doing Dressember for a day. And it's not just women either, right, Blythe?
Right.
Guys can get involved as well.
Right. You can wear a dress or a tie.
That's awesome. I love that. So much fun. Well, we just love what you're doing. Thank you so much. You've been amazing. And I would love to have you back at some point as well. But we look forward. That's how I found out about your documentary. Was I had subscribed to his newsletter. And so I get newsletters, you get so much mail, but when I do see something from you guys, I always try to flag it so that it doesn't go away and I can at least go back to it if I can't read it just then. So well done. Congratulations on your documentary.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well,
And
you're
thank
amazing,
you for
girl.
having me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas to you and your team. I hope you have a nice holiday.
You. Yes. Merry Christmas to you. Are you going to go anywhere fun? Or are you just going to hang out at home?
We are going down to California. So I live in the Seattle area and we're going to California to see my in-laws. Yeah. So
fun. We'll have a wonderful time with your family and blessings to you. Continued favor on all that you're doing. And we're just going to be praying for you, just that things come easily and it goes from here to there.
Oh, thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome. All righty. Blessings to you, Blythe. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And thank you so much. All right, everybody. Blythe Hill. Bye-bye. Wow. So inspiring. And again, for those of you, maybe you're just now watching, please go back and watch this entire episode from when Blythe came on. Just so inspiring what she's doing. And her team, they're doing a mighty work throughout the world. And they're impacting the human trafficking, horrific statistics that are happening right now. And they are doing something about it. And I love that she said, how can I do something with what I have? And she said, I've got my writing, I've got my blogging that I do. I love fashion. And yet with all of those things combined, she was able to launch this amazing organization that are doing great things year round. So we here at A New Thing Live, we are on board with Dressember, and you're going to be hearing a lot more of Dressember in 2022, but you will be hearing a lot about Dressember on the 28th of December, because we are going to partner with them as well. So again, please do visit dressember.org and just see, for those of you that are people of prayer, pray about how you can get involved. Maybe there's something more that you're supposed to do. How, what part can you play in helping to put a stop to human trafficking? What can you do just in the practical sense? And how can you give of your time and your talents? And then maybe you're not a person of prayer. Well, then visit dressember.org and then take a look and you'll see, how you can impact this situation and how you can support and fight trafficking around the world as well. So we are so glad that you hung out with us today. Thank you so much. Whether you're watching it today or in a few days, if Christmas hasn't happened yet, then we do wish you a very Merry Christmas. If you're not yet following us, we have a quick message for you, and then we will be right back. So don't go away. Don't go away. One quick message from A New Thing Live. It's an all-new Season 2, bringing you now more than ever before. You'll be inspired. Welcome to A New Thing Live. And Italian food is a comfort.
Oh my goodness.
Not a rapper.
It's okay, honey. It's okay.
You'll be strengthened. It's in there. You just can't.
You just can't find it. No. But I have one. It's in there.
It's in there. We Get Real. That you had mentioned is that you help people get to their next best place in God. But while they're turning, well, I couldn't do it. And we have fun. We're going where we've never gone before, and we're inviting you to come along. It's A New Thing Live. We get real, we get raw. It's a little bit of crazy, but a whole lot of fun. Come and join us on Monday nights where you will be strengthened to do that new thing that's in your heart to do. And subscribe today to A New Thing Live. Yes, so do subscribe. If you're not yet following us on YouTube, please just hit that subscribe button, and of course the notification bell, so that you're in the know when we do go live, or anytime we drop. Sometimes I drop a morning with Cindy in the morning. I never know what day it is and what time it is, but I do go live about once every 7 to 10 days or so. But we want to say huge thank you to Dressember. Thank you so much to Blythe Hill for coming and sharing her foundation, her organization, her nonprofit organization with us. And we hope that you're inspired, and just even from hearing her story, that you think, you know what, there are some things that have been dropped in my heart. I mean, it was so simple. She had this idea just to do this challenge, and it was just, sometimes you have these ideas to do and you don't realize it's really for something greater. So we want to hear from you. We want to pray for you. If you have any prayer requests, do email us at anewthing.live@gmail.com. We wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thanks to Blythe Hill, and also a huge thank you to every one of you for being a part of our New Thing Life family. We do really love you so much, and we want the very best for you. Whatever you do, be safe. Please be safe. Use wisdom, but do enjoy whatever you do. Do enjoy it. And we will see you, I guess, the Monday after Christmas. So Merry Christmas from us to you. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a... No, I'm not going to sing to you. Don't worry about it. That's a little painful. Well, my voice isn't really in the ready for that, but truly, we do wish you a very Merry Christmas, and we will see you next Monday night. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week on A New Thing Live. Bye-bye. Are you ready? Hey, help us get the word out about our new show. Subscribe today, right now, to A New Thing Live.